everyone, I'm Tanir and welcome back to StudySmart. Today I'm going to be talking about GCSE maths and how to get the best possible grades. Whether you love it or loathe it, GCSE maths is a subject that over 1 million students have to take annually, so you might as well ace it. Okay, so according to the specification, the objectives and aims of the Edexcel Mathematics course is to enable students to 1. Develop fluent knowledge, skills, and understanding of mathematical methods and concepts. 2. Acquire, select, and apply mathematical techniques to solve problems. To reason mathematically, make deductions and inferences, and draw conclusions. And to lastly, comprehend, interpret, and communicate mathematical information in a variety of forms appropriate to the information and context. So that, in essence, is what the GCSE Mathematics course aims to teach over the 2 years. So this course has 3 papers at the end of year 11, which are all an hour and 30 minutes long and worth 80 marks. Paper 1 is non-calculator and paper 2 and 3 are calculator, and the course is split into 2 tiers, higher and foundation. The GCSE maths content can be split up into 6 subheadings that are then tested over the course of the 3 exams. So the first one is numbers, the second one is algebra, the third one is ratio, proportion, and rates of change. The fourth one is geometry and measures, the fifth one is probability, and the sixth one is statistics. So now that we're aware of the course and its aims, we can start talking about how to get the best possible grades. I'm going to start off with some basic advice that can be applied to many other subjects as well, and I've already been over this in detail in my previous video about additional maths. So if you've already watched that, you can skip this part. Okay, so firstly, just like any other GCSE, make sure that you learn from your mocks. I stress the importance of this a lot, and I did in my previous video as well, because this is your only chance to experience what a GCSE is like. So use it to your advantage and really try to learn from this and see what you need to work on, whether that's time management or whether that's working on content. I would also highly recommend the CGP workbook and revision guide, especially when you want to master a topic. It builds up from easier to hard, and I think that's also something that's very useful when you just want to learn the basics. I also think this is perfect for when you've just done a practice paper and you realize that you need to work on a specific topic. So then you can use your revision guide and your workbook to clear up any confusion and do some questions on it. And as I always say, make sure that you're doing lots of practice papers and exam questions and familiarizing yourself with those mark schemes, because you need to know what's expected of you to get those full marks. I now want to draw attention to something that is very important for reaching those top grades in maths. So I'm going to start off by asking you, do you find it difficult to understand more complex topics despite how much attention you pay in class and despite how many practice papers you do? Believe me, many of my friends and myself have been through this exact same issue. When it comes to mathematics and understanding new formulas or concepts, it's very similar to building blocks. You must understand the basics before building up and advancing to the harder, more complex topics. Knowing this, we can take some actionable steps. If you're not achieving around a level 8, which I just want to say is completely fine and it doesn't mean that you're fundamentally bad at maths, it would be helpful to acknowledge that you might have some gaps in your knowledge. The way to solve this is to, when doing questions or maybe taking notes in class, write down the things that you find hard. After this, you can begin to start filling in those gaps. So once you have a set list of hard topics, you need to approach each one as if you're relearning it. So you need to make sure that you're asking questions throughout the learning process and making sure that you have a solid comprehension of the topic. Then, and only then, will you start to do practice papers and exam questions and restart the process. Once you're comfortable with the basic foundation of maths, complex topics will be much easier to understand. This tip will get you grade 9s, I promise. I am now going to mention some helpful websites and resources that helped me and a lot of my friends during our GCSE maths course. These will also be linked in the description so that you can access them. The first website is Maths Genie, which I used a lot for both further maths and for normal maths, and it just provides a lot of videos, worksheets, and practice questions, all that you can use for free. Another website that we actually used in school is called Pinpoint Learning. So once you've done a practice paper, Pinpoint Learning allows you to put in each mark that you got for each question, and then at the end of that, it gives you a personalized pinpoint booklet based on the questions that you got wrong and you need to work on. There's 2 other websites that we used in school called MyIMaths and MathsWatch. So these just provide you with some interactive questions that you can do and just test your knowledge. I'll also have some websites written here and linked in the description, and all of these just provide questions and resources, all up to date with the new GCSE spec. An app that I would recommend is PhotoMath, which allows you to scan a question and then provides you with the answer and working out techniques. We have now come to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it was helpful, and if you have any questions, be sure to contact us through the email on our contact page. Good luck with GCSE Math.